Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore is famous for breaking gender stereotypes and portraying women far ahead of time. The most famous of Tagore's loves, and perhaps his most powerful one, was his sister-in-law, Kadambari Devi. Devi married into the Tagore family when she was 10, significantly younger than her spouse but only 2 years older than the young Rabindranath. When Tagore's mother died in his teens, his sister-in-law formed much of his early female companionship. A young Tagore craved her approval and affection, driving his early genius. Kadambari Devi is said to have had a great influence on Tagore's compositions. In this video we will take a look at progressive women from Tagore's famous stories. Tagore portrayed his women as chance takers who resisted social and familial norms in a conservative Indian society. Binodini, from Chokher, Bali. Binodini was a widow at a very young age, but she refused to accept her fate. Binodini is reluctant to fit into the role of a lonely widow and is unwilling to forego her sexual and emotional desires. She is smart and educated and strives to be more than just an inauspicious widow. She befriends a mother and her daughter-in-law to enter their home and seduces the son and husband. The story of Binodini is significant because it recognizes a woman's agency towards her physical needs, something Indians are still not comfortable talking about. Giribala, from Manbhanjan. Giribala is a lonely housewife whose husband beats her and one day elopes with his lover, Latika, who is a theatre actress. While spying on her husband, Giribala falls in love with theatre and in the kalakari involved. After her husband's betrayal, she does not simply sit at home and cry about her fate and instead reinvents herself as Mandara Devi, an actress of a successful play. Latika returns with Giribala's husband to see the actress who has replaced her, and both are left stunned. While Giribala's husband is enraged as he still feels he holds authority over her as she is still his wife, Latika is resentful of having left her flourishing career for a man. Giribala shows that women need not depend on the men in their lives and that they can achieve their own success.
Hi everyone, welcome to Curious with Sama. In this channel, we cover entertainment facts, world facts, mythology, and many more. If any of this interests you, then please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon.
Mrinal, from Stree Patra. Mrinal is about a progressive woman who leaves the house of her regressive husband and in-laws. The story unfolds in the form of a letter where Mrinal writes to her husband expressing the many ways in which she felt suffocatingly subordinated. Mrinal did not suffer what people would typically call grief. She saw no poverty or physical abuse. But Stree Patra wants to convey that domestic dissatisfaction apart from mistreatment and poverty can break a woman too. Unlike Mrinal's elder sister-in-law who unquestionably accepts the patriarchal system, Mrinal's education does not allow her to do the same. After a chain of tragic events, Mrinal realizes that women have no freedom in an oppressive society where women are considered inferior. Mrinal says, "I am not just the youngest daughter-in-law of your house. I am me. It took me 15 years to understand the position of women in your house and your society. I want to breathe freely now." Charulata, from Noshtonir. Charulata is a lonely housewife who falls in love with her brother-in-law. She initially finds it difficult to stay idle at home and expresses interest in learning music. Charulata does not have an affair but is innocently drawn to the attention she receives from her teacher, brother-in-law, and friend. Her husband's busy schedule is the cause of her loneliness, and in her brother-in-law, she finds creativity and the desire to dream. Through Charulata and the turmoil in her mind, Tagore explores the concept of women taking the reins of their desires and ambitions out of her own volition. Kalyani, from Aparichita. Kalyani is a fearless woman whose father breaks off her marriage on the wedding day due to the groom Anupam's uncle's greed. She is an independent woman who, in a scene, speaks out against mistreatment by the British. Anupam witnesses this years after the wedding cancellation and is ridden with guilt upon realizing he did not speak up against his uncle's poor behavior. He asks for Kalyani's hand in marriage once again, however she rejects the proposal and explains, "After the wedding was broken, I found the real goal in my life. I found a new direction. I am responsible for hundreds of orphan girls. The smiles on their faces have given a new meaning to my life. I am complete now. Now there is no space for any relationship in my life. And neither do I require it." Through Kalyani, Tagore tells us that a woman is complete in herself and does not need a man to lead a fulfilling life. Mrigno Yoni, from Kankal. Mrigno Yoni traces the story of a ghost who narrates the story that led to her death to a stranger. She returns to live with her brother after the death of her abusive husband, where she falls in love with a doctor but kills both herself and him to prevent him from marrying someone else. Mrignoyoni's narration is narcissistic, though underlying the very serious reality that many widows faced at the time. Tagore criticized the restrictions imposed on widows and also the way many would take to suicide to fulfill a romantic imagination of the afterlife. Through characterizing Mrignoyoni as a ghost, Tagore asserts that it would be better to live through the experiences and seek to make changes through human interaction and engagement. Chitrangada, from Chitra, the one-act play. The play is Tagore's lyrical adaptation of the love story of Chitrangada and Arjuna. Chitra, born as the princess of Manipur, is brought up by her father as a boy destined to ascend the throne, both as a warrior and a future ruler. She chanced upon Arjun, wandering in her forests while in his 12-year-long exile. The character Chitra proposes to Arjuna for marriage, but Arjuna dutifully declines, keeping in check his vow of celibacy in exile. But Chitra pursues her passion and gets a boon from the god of love, Kama, and god of seasons, Vasant, to attain a form of perfect feminine beauty for a year. This time, when she appears before Arjuna, he declares his love for her. When their affair intensifies, Chitrangada realizes that Arjuna has fallen in love with her beauty and not herself. This cannot be true love. When Arjuna proposes marriage, Chitra respectfully declines, knowing they have no future beyond Arjuna's exile. This love is not for a home, she asserts. Chitrangada says, I am Chitra. No god is to be worshipped, nor yet the object of common pity to be brushed aside like a moth with indifference. If you deign to keep me by your side in the path of danger and daring, if you allow me to share the great duties of your life, then you will know my true self. Chitrangada is much closer to modern sensibilities regarding female sexuality, marriage as a choice and premarital sex.
So that's a wrap from today's video. If you like this video, then please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon.